Welcome back to the Backyard Horse Enthusiast, where we celebrate heartfelt stories from equine professionals and horse lovers around the world. Today's episode is all about healing, resilience, and reigniting your inner spark. We're heading to the heart of trauma healing through the powerful bond between horses and humans. My guest today is Kristin, the inspiring founder of Wildfire Soul Revival, a practice rooted in equine gestalt coaching, where she helps people uncover and release the hidden impacts of trauma. Kristin's work is deeply personal. She's walked with the healing path herself and now guides others on their journey towards soulful growth. Whether it's through one-on-one equine sessions, virtual coaching, or workshops, Kristin creates a safe space for clients to reconnect with their inner strength and find a sense of peace that words alone cannot provide. But Kristin isn't just a coach. She's a passionate baker, a lover of the great outdoors, and a proud dog mom to Dutch, Dexter, and Ripper, along with her two beautiful horses, Cheyenne and Blaze, who play a pivotal role in her healing work. In this episode, we'll dive into Kristin's story, the inspiration behind Wildfire Soul Revival, and how she helps others turn their pain into purpose. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and get ready to meet a woman who truly embodies the transformative power of healing with horses. But before we get started, let's hear from our sponsor, Shagbark Farm and Lumber Supply in East Haddam, Connecticut. Thanks, Shagbark.
Shagbark? Yeah, baby! Shagbark puts the thrill back into the drill and all your other hardware desires, baby. They've got everything you need under one roof, like some of these sweet specials. Like this Weber Premium Gold Grill.
Like this Green Power Lawn Fertilizer.
So put the wear back in hardware. You know where, baby. Shagbark Farm and Hardware, Route 82 East Haddam.
Come give me a hug.
Welcome.
Hello.
So happy to have you as a guest on our program. And we are quite interested in your practice. And with that being said, I have come up with 10 questions that I feel are pertinent to what you do, and also some personal questions about who you are. So with that, shall we begin?
Absolutely. I'm excited. Thank you.
Wildfire is a powerful and evocative name for your practice.
Mm-hmm.
What does the name Wildfire Soul Revival mean to you, and how did it come to life in your journey? Like, where did that come from?
So the business name itself, I actually had a really hard time figuring out what I wanted for a business name. And Wildfire Soul Revival actually came to me probably, I would say, a good 9 months before I truly chose to go with it. I was doing some really deep personal work in the midst of when I found it. And I didn't go with my gut, I would say, on choosing the business name. When I found it, I felt like I needed to do more work on finding different business names, if it fit better, all those different things. So I've kind of felt like I dug myself a hole, which is interesting. For me, I actually journaled on the name Wildfire Soul Revival, and I'm not normally a journaler. Wildfire, to me, the soul wildfire itself, the name, is it can create so much hurt, burning, blackness, frightening, all those things if somebody's in a wildfire or anything in nature that is in the midst of it. It's chaotic, all those things, which I feel is very linked to our unfinished business in the aspect of Gestalt. Soul itself as a word is us as human beings. Nature, I feel, has a soul. And when somebody goes through trauma or has a trauma, lightning strike, all those things, the soul can be shattered. And I feel that within the soul, it can be revived and it can be put back together in maybe in a different shape. The revival part is actually a Latin word for live again. And so that is what I feel brings it all together within the Wildfire Soul Revival, because the Gestalt work and what my intention is around the business is for people to truly live again in themselves and in their bodies and in the world. So I just got chills. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's where that came from in a nutshell.
I love that. I know how you struggled with that for quite some time, getting the perfect symbol of what you stand for and what your practice stands for. And and I think of wildfires, right? What happens with they're devastating, but at the same time, afterwards, there's a rebirth.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So, oh, that's beautiful. Wow. I feel like crying because I know how much energy you put into having just the right embodiment of your practice of what you truly believe in, and that stands out. Thank you.
Yeah.
This work, equine gestalt work, is a deeply personal journey. Would you mind sharing a transformational moment, either in your own healing or with a client, that solidified your passion to do this work? What was that aha moment? Or
Yeah, absolutely. I can share. So with this, I am a very personal, private person. And I feel that within the work of Gestalt, vulnerability is huge in a healing aspect. For me, I actually was in a really bad accident. And one of my first pieces of work of Gestalt actually helped me get out of, I felt in survival mode. I didn't realize I was in survival mode until I did the piece of work. And after I had huge awareness of how I was pushing people away, I was kind of going day to day in a hermit shell. A big thing for me was nightmares. So I had nightmares, and I would have slight panic attacks. I call them slight. They were probably very full-on panic attacks. Anytime anything in the world around me reminded me of the accident. And after that work, and after being with the equine and working with the horse and working with the other gestaltist, it was amazing how I didn't have those panic attacks anymore. I didn't have nightmares anymore. I can talk about the experience without having the chills go in my body and truly reliving the accident itself. So that is huge for me. So that would be it's sometimes there's no words for this work. And that's, yeah. Thanks for asking that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
how do your horses, Cheyenne and Blaze, influence the healing sessions that you offer? Do they bring different energies or unique roles to your work with clients?
Yes. So I have noticed that Cheyenne actually is very much a detective. So if you're not in your body, if you're not feeling your feelings, she will not work. She'll be on the other side of the round pen and she won't work unless you're willing to work. So that has been interesting. Blaze is, I would say, the chakra queen. She absolutely I feel she loves doing the chakra work, and she's good at it. She's absolutely good at it. So those are the two qualities they bring to the work.
Love it. Love it. So yeah, Cheyenne's going to call you out on it, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, are
Yep.
you kidding me? You want me to exert energy when you're not willing to bring it? I don't think so. I love it. Oh, they're, as Melissa would call them, BS detectors
Yes.
too. Hmm. It appears you have a very strong connection to nature. So, how does being outdoors, whether you're with your horses, dogs, or simply sitting outside sipping your coffee, play a role in your personal healing and the way that you guide others?
It's a great question. For me, the aspect of nature and being able to sit and be just be, I felt has been a huge aspect of healing for me, and choosing that. So I've always had a really big connection with nature. Um, the chaos of life, the chaos of where society feels you should be, I feel kind of derailed me a little bit in life. So I actually chose one thing that I would sit outside, and whether it was 5 minutes, whether it was an hour, drink my coffee outside. I would read a book outside. I would sit outside while the dogs were outside and enjoy watching them and enjoy listening to the nature around me. Um, as I begin as I began to change and choose that, I feel that that connection got so much deeper for me, which in turn has tenfold increased my healing ability. Um, that I feel has been the connection. I feel for me, having that deep connection allows me to guide my clients to get that connection, to then feel it and all the things internally.
Love
Yeah.
it. I totally can relate to that. I would bring a book into the barn and my chaise lounge chair and my Yeti cup of coffee and just sit in there, and they'd all have their heads over the Dutch doors, just watching me. And it just, the sense of peace and groundedness is unbelievable. And we are in such a chaotic society where we're go, go, go and get. We're not living, we're not experiencing peace and joy and life. And it's really so simple. It can be, right?
Right.
If we let ourselves
Right.
stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful, and once you experience that,
Mm-hmm.
you crave it.
Yes.
So you,
Absolutely.
right? You create
Yes.
a life
Mm-hmm.
that allows you to experience that
Mm-hmm.
often, every day.
Yes.
That is living a full life to me, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, trauma often hides in our everyday interactions. Boy, don't we know, and habits.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to someone who feels like they're stuck and they're not quite sure if trauma is at the root of that?
I would say my advice is to get curious. So not be judgmental with yourself in the aspect of stuckness. The aspect of curiosity would open some doors of, if it is the trauma that is the connection, or maybe it's a limiting belief that maybe a parent had, or somebody of a role model had in your life to get you to where you are, and maybe that stuckness. So the curiosity is huge in that.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Allow yourself to be curious. It's
Yes.
okay. You've mentioned resilience and inner strength. How do you help clients recognize and reconnect with that strength, especially when they're feeling broken or lost?
Like I said before, within the vulnerability of healing, I feel that that is a huge self-awareness piece that goes along with your resilience. And the more vulnerable you are, which a lot of people are not willing to be, I feel that that links to your resilience of anything in life. Being able to get through maybe difficult times, or having connections with somebody you trust. All those different things I feel link back to the self-awareness and vulnerability. And within, I guess personally, it would be the connection that I have with horses and nature. That is also in itself the ability to gain resilience and get back to that peace. Everybody has resilience. It's connecting back with it, or connecting with it to find it.
Mhm. Well said. Thank you. As we can hear, you have a very full
No,
house with your
I'm
dogs.
sorry.
Don't apologize. I love it. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? We are dog friendly, cat friendly, horse friendly, animal friendly. We don't care. This is real life. But you do have a full house with your dogs, Dutch, Dexter, and Ripper, and your horses, Cheyenne and Blaze. How do your animals, your personal animals, contribute to your own well-being? And do they ever help with your practice?
Yes, I would say so. My animals have been a huge aspect of my well-being my entire life. I've had dogs, horses, animals on the farm, all different things my entire life, being able to connect back with them. And I feel that that has put me at a way different well-being, quote unquote, advantage, to have those connections and to continue to have those connections now. I feel has been amazing. It's an amazing opportunity. My 3 dogs have not yet been in the work. I'm not sure. I think that they would be able to do it. One, Ripper, I'm not sure if he would be able to do the big emotions. He's more timid. I feel that he would be able to handle maybe the more soft emotions. My other 2 boys, Dexter and Dutch, the older ones, I feel they would be able to handle the really big emotions. So that is an interesting question to be able to ponder and maybe bring them out every once in a while.
Seems like every individual has their strength, right? Where they
Yep.
excel. Like, I'm good at this stuff, and I'm better with the meek and mild. I bring out their confidence, and I hold them up. I love it. Oh, here's something, and I totally relate to this as well. You love to bake.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you could invite a client over to bake with you as part of a healing session, here we're getting out of equine healing. Now we're going to get into baking. What would you do, and what lessons would that experience teach about life and healing? You bring a client over. Come on, we're going to do a baking healing session.
I love that. I love that question. For me, baking is definitely an aspect of healing in life. I never really connected it back, but my love and joy for it is definitely a healing piece for me. I would bring a client in and do sourdough discard cookies of some sort, whether it's snickerdoodle or chocolate chip. Um, I feel in a way it connects back with, so the discard itself is seemed as sometimes a waste or leftovers or those types of things. So being able to reuse that and have a super really good cookie that is comforting and sweet, it is almost a metaphor for life in, just because you think you're broken or you're the discard or you're however that is belief, you can always be the sweet, the comfort if you want to. So I feel that that would be a great connection piece to
Sure.
back to the baking.
Oh, I see a group in your future, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I can
That's
totally
great.
get it. Like, and I too am a lover of baking everything. And this morning I had to feed my starter, but I was out of bread for today. I used the last slice this morning with my scrambled eggs. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I really want a rustic Italian bread, but not a sourdough one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I just didn't, because I have so much going on today. I'm like, I don't want to spend all day having to go in there and fold and do this and do that.
Yep.
So I'll do something kind of quick. But I took the discard from today's feeding and I just threw that into the new loaf of bread for the Italian bread, right?
Yum. I bet that's going to be good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bake it in the Dutch oven like you would the sourdough, whatever. But to me, like you have that starter, and it's like you're nurturing it. So like you're teaching that connection to nurturing, and like you said, it's not really a discard. It has a repurpose. It has another life. There's so many things we make with that are just splendid. And it's and you're creating something. It's kind of like the first time you help a client move a horse's feet and how that empowers them. Well, when you create this beautiful loaf of bread or chocolate chip discard cookies or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you've nurtured something, you've created something, you've molded it, and it's a beautiful thing. It's empowering. So empowering. Oh, I wish you lived closer. We'd be having a group. We would definitely do like a 2-day retreat and a baking healing session. Oh yeah.
Love it.
Oh, so what would you say to someone who feels like trauma has stolen their spark? And how do you reignite that wildfire in your own life when things start to feel heavy?
I would say the spark isn't gone. In a way, trauma and pain may be overshadowing that spark, um, and making it seem as it's gone or it got stolen or any of those words that some clients use. I feel that through the connection with nature or the connection with the horses, all those I feel somehow it brings the spark back. They see something different in a different light. And when you say that, it's almost as if like the spark through the ashes, like within a wildfire, there's always a foundation you can grow from. There's always something you can grow from after that. I feel that that's important for a client to understand. For myself and reigniting, I am so sorry about the dogs.
We can hear you. We hear you at the forefront. We're good.
Awesome. I feel when things are heavy for me, and reigniting that is going back to the connection with nature, going back and sitting with my horses and having that opportunity to be out and look at the sunset, look at the sunrise, all those different things. And even if it's cold as heck out like it is right now, still being outside, it's huge for body and healing. That's how I feel. That's my connection to reignite it.
Love it. And it doesn't, we tend to want to go inward and hibernate. And sometimes we do have to push ourselves just a little, like just step out on the back porch or stand barefoot on the grass, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. As much as I know today's a busy, busy day for me, I've already scheduled an evening hike through the preserve with my friend and her dog and my dog. And we'll put our headlamps on and our dogs will wear their collars that light up. And we're going to get out and we're going to have conversation and we're going to connect with nature and the dogs are going to have fun. And we're going to come back to our homes feeling reignited, like our spark has been. And that's all it takes. Sometimes
that's all it takes. Yes.
Yeah. And I knew I was going to need that tonight. So I planned ahead the day before and said, Jen, you got to meet me at the preserve. I'll see you tomorrow night. All right, what time? You got it. Let's do it. And I know I'll have that release from having to sit here all day long. Sometimes it's the last thing you want to do is get moving after you pray.
Yes.
It's the best thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely it is.
Oh. If you could leave your clients with just one message after you've done a session with them, something that they can carry with them forever, what would you want that message to be?
I would say it's your journey. It is, you don't have to fit into somebody else's expectation. You don't have to heal in a pace of how somebody else wants you to heal. It's your healing, however fast or slow it is. It's a process. It truly is a process. It's not I did one session and I'm completely cured. I am done. My healing's great. I can walk through the world and do all these things. As realistically, that's not how it happens. It is a true journey and finding self-awareness, and it's one step at a time. And that's okay. One step at a time.
Sure. I had a shaman say that to me once. She was like, this is painful and it's ongoing and it never ends. And sometimes it's better than other times and easier than, and it does get, because you have a different awareness as you go forward in your healing journey, and you desire it. You desire the uncovering of things that have kept you stuck in certain areas in the past. So you look forward to that. It would be kind of like, I would equate it to like you ate one good, great meal, Thanksgiving dinner, and said, that's it. I don't need anything else for the rest of my life. I'm done. Only.
Yeah,
but it's great. Not that. No, you have to continue to take nourishment for the rest of your life, but take healthy nourishment that promotes a healthy body in that. And this is your emotional well-being that leads to physical well-being as well. Right?
Absolutely. Yes.
I don't know if you've experienced this. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I know for me, Kristin, before I embarked on this journey of healing, my health was not great, right? As I've healed these parts and pieces of me, as I've brought myself into wholeness, physically, I'm in the best health at 61 that I've ever been in my entire life.
That's great. Yeah, I would say it's different. It's physically, mentally, emotionally, all of it has increased tenfold after the healing journey. It's, yeah, for sure. I agree.
It is profound. If you have anything you wish to add at this point, I have gotten to the bottom of our questions, which I'm shocked. Please feel free to add it. I do want to say to our viewers that if they would like to contact you, your information is in the description box. I will also, you'll be seeing right above Kristin's head, you'll see a QR code for her website. So you can click on that and visit Kristin's website, and you can book right online. What do you offer? What do you offer for sessions?
So currently I am doing one-on-one equine sessions, virtual sessions, depending on where you are and what you're looking for. That's an option. And I will be doing groups in the springtime because I don't have anything indoor and it's a little cold to do things outside. So yes, and for booking, you can't book directly on my website, so you'd have to email me or call me, and that information I believe is will be connected to this as well.
Yes, it will. Absolutely. Yeah. So you've got multiple ways to contact Kristin if you are looking for more information or looking to get started on your healing journey. Don't hesitate. There's no reason to stay in pain. Today's the day.
Yes, it absolutely is.
For sure. Well, I thank you for your time.
Yes.
I so appreciate you. I'm grateful that we've had the opportunity to work together and to meet in person as well. And I can vouch for your amazing healing abilities and just being an amazing human being, Kristin. Thank you. Thank you for your part in helping to heal humanity.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on here. It's been great.
Absolutely. Anytime. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.